0-0 between Tungdil and Dr. Nuke. Tungdil, favorite of the whole tournament. Dr. Nuke, rank 3 from the people with the highest combat power in this. So pretty high level match. Let's see how this goes. Arc Lights, Steel Balls, Fangs for Dr. Nuke here. Giant Specialist versus Supply Specialist. Pretty clean setup here for Tungdil. The classic Tungdil Mustang positioning in the rear. Already active as well. Good amount of marksman coming around as well. And yeah, let's see. Marksman being positioned here. And yeah, if you want to help out these players, earn a bit more money with this tournament. And thank them for all the support. You can do so on Mechabellum. You can even add 25 cents there completely for free. You only have to click the claim code button in the top right. And you will add 25 cents to the prize pool for these two players here to earn. And there's Marksman coming around. Let's see who will face Pika Penguin in the final, and who will have to face Jade in the third place match. And as Arc Lights come around here, win the first round for Tungdil. Obviously, first round always nice to win, but not really descriptive. It's about what comes after most. Damage not too big, just levels can be important here, but nothing leveled up here quite yet. Enhancement module, okay. Sledgehammer's coming around. Obviously, you don't want to spend that before you don't see what levels up. So we're not going to see that around. Field recovery already active here. Reselling the steel balls. So let's see how this all goes. As we see some sledgehammers moving around. Arc Lights coming up. Fangs coming up as well. We have the Mustangs in the north and the south. This is Dr. Nuke. Trying to set up the strategy a bit different now. But sledgehammers on both sides. Tungdil, thanks to the extra specialist, extra 50 points, can afford it quite easily. Steel balls coming up. Arc Lights here. Can be quite nice as well. Let's see what they can do. Hitting pretty decently here. Can they do anything against the sledgehammers though? Not really. Without any extra damage upgrades, they just do puny amount of damage there. One of the sledgehammers might die eventually. Against Mustangs that would be completely different, but they hit the sledgehammers first. Arc Lights maybe not perfectly positioned there on the side of Dr. Nuke. And Tungdil here coming in with the damage really good now. 3,400 hit points remaining for Dr. Nuke. Still good amount. Improved firepower can be nice. Increased range is pretty interesting as well. But the decreased 20% hit point damage are potentially an issue as well. Meaning even less damage against tanky units like sledgehammers. If you compensate with charged shot though, it could be quite big. And like, yeah, on lower levels, Arc Lights with all of these things unlocked can be absolutely devastating. And I don't think we will see that here. We see more sledgehammers instead here. All the steel balls being resold. No steel ball play here. Against the crawlers, they can be quite weak. Defensive enhancement instead. Whilst on the other side we have the damage enhancement. So let's see how this will go. Yeah, no giants unlocked yet. Wonder what the first giant will be that we will see from Dr. Nuke. Marksman here doing their job from the rear. One of them already leveled up. That will deal a good bit more damage to all of these units here. This will one-shot Arc Lights now. It's obviously quite major. Will one-shot sledgehammers. No, will two-shot sledgehammers instead of three-shotting them. So that's quite big as well. The Nuke here. Now going down to 2,200 hit points. Yeah, not quite finding the solution for Tungdil's setup here just yet. Incendiary bomb on the side of Dr. Nuke. Wonder if Tungdil will go for the same. No, will skip. So yeah, flame bomb obviously wins you around, but in the long term, the 100 extra that the enemy had, or 150 extra here, might be bigger and enable more damage, as you will only have that all 4 rounds. And if you lose the other 3 in between, that doesn't really help you much. But the flame here is good. As said, well, should enable for sure a victory in this round for Dr. Nuke, which is important. Dr. Nuke, another loss here, and Dr. Nuke is really in trouble, hit point wise. Also might enable some damage done that then might enable some important level ups or so. Yes. Here we see improved sledgehammers. Sledgehammers cost 100 points more here for Dr. Nuke. Are stronger though. The flames here will kill the Stormcallers, will kill the marksmen, will kill the Mustangs. Only the sledgehammers surviving here. The purifying fire. But even with that, it's not a super clear-cut victory here, as the north goes super well for Tungdil. This might still be a loss for Dr. Nuke. I think the sledgehammers should be enough here, especially as they have those extra hit points. Yeah, that's why they also, like, they are 3-shot currently for the marksman, for the level 1 marksman instead of 2-shot, which they're usually at, thanks to this extra 60% hit point and 60% attack power and 3% more movement speed. Like, that's a big bonus. Tungdil here now taking some damage, but as I said, the flame buff only holds for so long. Ooh, amplifying core can be quite nice. Advanced firepower on the tanks would mean that they would just one-shot everything. But it goes amplifying core as well. I mean, that's strong on tanks as well. There'll be level 2 tanks here now. Obviously, leveling up tanks that come out stronger baseline already, whilst the upgrades still cost the same, is major. Like, you really want to level up these guys. You want to give them amplifying stuff as well. Meaning that these tanks now have a lot of damage. They nearly one-shot the level 1 tanks here on the other side. Not quite, but they can one-shot marksmen. They can one-shot everything here. They also now need 4 shots from level 2 marksmen on the other side. So this is quite helpful. Yeah, Stormcrawlers on both sides. Firing, shields up on both sides as well. Classic Stormcaller lines here. Not doing super much damage against sledgehammers. Sledgehammers here with mechanical rage. Quite interesting. Faster rate of fire. Obviously helpful against mid-sized targets. Getting those shots to come out quicker. They're one-shot every single time. That helps out, but it is not good enough here. The setup here on the side of Tungdil really strong. Nothing really peaks out here, but it's just such a strong basic setup. Like, the Mustang's always in the rear, and it's just so clean. I mean, obviously, if there is a beam in the end here, this setup might be a bit problematic, but outside of that, yeah, both sides going for senior. It's pretty important here in this matchup. And I still don't quite feel the arc lights here on the right side. Like, they don't do much. Marksman here way more powerful, as you kill the crawlers anyways. The other units are the issue here. What? Rhino? That is flank rhino? No. Okay, missile coming up. Will it be a flank rhino? Could be a flank rhino. Double shot is interesting though. Reduces rate of fire a bit, but increases damage output against higher hit point units by quite a bit, because you hit them with double the damage each time around. Against small units that die to the first shot, it's terrible, but against something like these sledgehammers, it increases your damage output massively. As you pay 15% reload time for double the damage, so DPS wise it's massive. Yeah, let's see what these rhinos can do. Stormcallers coming in from the rear can do a lot of damage. Let's see the missile. Not quite working. Sledgehammer here getting hurt. But not quite getting killed. Rhino going down. Tried to keep the Stormcallers guessing, but it died a bit too quickly there. So the Stormcallers still do their damage, and this might be it here in this matchup. As that's only the Stormcallers up here remaining, and they will get killed off. And this is more than 1,500 damage, right? I believe it will be. Yeah. GG. Tungdil winning round 1. And yeah, we go into game number 2 of Dr. Nuke. So yeah, Tungdil up 1-0 with 1 feat in the grand finals, which was expected, as Tungdil obviously the favorite here, but we saw Shade really heavily fighting against Pika Penguin. Let's see if Dr. Nuke can make the comeback here as well. As we see Tungdil coming up with Arclights, with Phoenixes, and with Aerial Specialists this time around against Marksman level 3. Marksman Specialist here coming up immediately for Dr. Nuke. Basically worth 200 points. You need to unlock 2 units to get more value out of the Area Specialist. Like 2 units plus the 10 extra range on air units. Slightly more worth than 200 points. Even with the 10 extra range, you still get outranged by Marksman with the Phoenix. So it doesn't quite help out there. Tungdil, yeah, hit point wise, far ahead though. Like the hit points actually give you a big bonus there. Like the hit point difference here is massive, 4,300 versus 3,200. So Dr. Nuke needs to win 2 rounds more or so to really pay off for this. Something that I'm not sure how much people take that into account. I still take it into account way too little, I believe. The amount of hit points that you get with each specialist and a unit combo. I believe there was there were a lot of changes in that regard as well here. Yeah, first round goes to Dr. Nuke, and even though Dr. Nuke wins relatively hard, it's still 800 hit points more here for Tungdil. Yes. Yeah, we see some Arclights here. Let's see what we see on the other side. Arclights being added as well. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. For Dr. Nuke, Arclight coming around as well against the crawlers. Not sure how necessary that is against 3 crawler armies. How much you could just do with sledgehammers instead. Like, yeah, against like 5 crawlers or so. The sledgehammers then just for sure don't do it anymore. Against 3 crawlers, I'm not too certain if Arclights are actually the right choice here, as they don't do well against other Arclights. They don't do well against Phoenixes. But yeah, good damage there with the rocket, with the missile. And Marksman here still busy dealing with crawlers, so crawlers not quite being dealt with. Massive issue here, meaning that Tungdil will win this round, and will win this round pretty hard, and that's already only 2,500 hit points. That's like 2 losses in the mid game, and you're down. Deployment Specialist here, really strong, allowing you to spam the living hell out of your units. As both sides go for it. You could buy 3 sledgehammers here, for example, now, or 3 Mustangs. Let's see what the choice will be. As it is, okay, it's Arclights with damage output. Okay, Arclight build chosen here by Dr. Nuke. On the other side, we see more Phoenixes. And there's nothing really to keep these Phoenixes absolutely busy on the other side yet. More crawlers here. Oh, yeah, 2 Phoenixes, 1 crawler pair. And then levels for these Phoenixes here. Obviously the Phoenixes at the beginning will be busy with these crawlers to some extent. Arclights, I mean, yeah, the extra damage doesn't really change their outcome against crawlers. Just makes them stronger against the other units, but the question is how much will they actually connect here? And the answer is not really at all. Like, there was like 2 or 3 shots against other units. which is a massive issue. Good damage here for Tungdil once more. And I don't believe that 200% extra damage really paid off here for the Acolytes. At least not yet. You need more abilities maybe to make it work. The anti-air munition doesn't really give you more range or anything, so it doesn't really make you better against Phoenixes. Like, it makes you hit them, but you never get in range anyways. Mustangs here, yeah, that makes sense, but not a big fan of the Arclight choice here, and a heavy investment into them. As I said, like, the crawlers you kill anyways, so I would rather like to see maybe an upgrade on the sledgehammers or so, instead of the extra damage here. As we see both players getting ready. Okay, range on the Arclights here on the side of Tungdil. Can still invest into a unit. Will most likely upgrade the 2 Phoenixes. Yes, there we go. Makes Phoenixes survive a shot from a marksman, from a normal one and so on. So that's quite big. Phoenixes here coming out in big numbers. Killing off quite a lot of stuff. Sledgehammers go down in big numbers. Marksman actually finally getting some good shots here. And this will be a victory. Yes. Yeah. Don't quite get why both sides invested so much into Arclights. Maybe they both try to go for a late game Arclight build. Let's see if that's the choice here. But then you would want to level them up earlier, right? Like, level 1 ups here could have been chosen like last turn already. Orbital bombardment can be really nice. Tungdil still has a lot of hit points to play with, so that is fine. Orbital bombardment from Dr. Nuke will come in as well. Pretty RNG based, so let's see where it lands. Yeah, that sounds better. Let's see. Arclights leveling up. The other side, Arclights haven't really leveled at all. Well, two of them are level 2. Sledgehammers can level up as well. Missile here, yeah, really nice positioning here. Will kill this marksman ever so slightly. Mustang moving forward. Mustang with anti-air upgrade, good choice. Stormcrawler is though strong right now. Okay, more Arclights. Okay, yeah, it's really a mass Arclight build here for Dr. Nuke. Let's see what it can do. This fight will be interesting. Not sure if any of the Mustangs will be hit by this missile. Oh, yes, they will. Oh, perfect missile. Perfect missile. Only 2 of these Arclights surviving. Mustangs surviving. And the orbital bombardment doing a bit of damage over here, but way more devastating over here. So, yeah, in the end it hits a couple more units here, but orbital bombardment RNG a bit better here for Tungdil. So, issue here for Dr. Nuke for sure. This is a lot of damage. Yeah, more than Half-Life Sim here now. And brings Tungdil into a position where Tungdil can just finish this game. And a Nuke absolutely gives Tungdil the opportunity for this. But if you go for Nuke here now as Dr. Nuke and Tungdil goes for the advanced firepower, you're also screwed. The question is, will go Tungdil for the kill here? What will Tungdil choose here? I feel like the Nuke is the way to go. Okay, skill. Skill can work as well. Meaning that orbital bombardment will be 1 turn earlier than Dr. Nuke's. So there is no mirroring in that anymore for Dr. Nuke either. Even if he wins now the next 2 rounds. The round after, the orbital bombardment will hit him. And he needs to be ready for that. Goes for rapid resupply here. As we see more Stormcrawlers here. Smoke. This keeps the Arclights out of firing onto the crawlers at the beginning and gets the Stormcrawlers to move pretty close as well, which is somewhat nice. Stormcrawlers moving really close here, and this can be a victory here. Southern engagement goes terribly though. Stormcrawlers here doing fantastic jobs. But the Arclights here now with anti-air range upgrade as well. So yeah, it's really an Arclight heavy build, but extra range on the Phoenixes keeps them outside of the range of the Arclights. They have 170 versus 145 now. And they still deal pretty good damage against the Arclight. Arclight kills another one here. Might be a victory for Dr. Nuke, but it's not nearly enough damage for what you want to go for here. Marksman doesn't have the range upgrade. Oh. Oh, Marksman goes down, so it actually is not a victory here for Dr. Nuke still. Will be another victory here for Tungdil. Tungdil having his opponent down to 550 points. Speed and now repair. Both interesting. Acid could be interesting as well. Both go for speed. Okay, we see full-on Arclight focus here now. But even with this, they still don't outrange the enemy. And I'm not sure if extra damage really helps them that much. They outrange don't outrange Stormcaller either. 180 meter range here is still fantastic. So yeah, it's interesting choice here. I don't think the Arclight build is a good choice though. Level 2 Phoenixes being bought here now. Oh no. Extra range this turn is what this is. Yeah, let's see. Extra range on both of these units. Okay. Tungdil, if he wins here now, he's in the final against Pika Penguin. Can Dr. Nuke stop this from happening? Really good missile there once more. Really great kill, and I fear that is too much damage. Important marksmen and important Mustangs there killed off. Once more the South in shambles. As the Arclights try their best here. And they do decent damage, but there's just too much here, yeah. Playing Arclight heavy against enemies with this many Phoenixes just seems wild to me. And it didn't work out in the end. Tungdil winning the second semifinals here. And it will be Pika Penguin versus Tungdil in the finals. We're gonna go into a short break, and then we're gonna be back with the finals. So yeah, short break, guys. And I see you again